Wow, Louis, it seems like ages since I last saw you, and it was 9 races ago, 3 rounds, right, since we were in the UK. So you have been abroad, you've been overseas in the European leg of GB3, and you have done Spa, Hungary, and Zandvoort. And you got a win in Hungary. So before we talk about today and then the race you've just had, just let me know what happened in your European races and that first win as well.
Yeah, no, it's been cool doing that European league. It wasn't all straightforward. I think it was tricky. I think as a team we maybe struggled a little bit in Europe, but at the end of the day it was still good. We still got good points. Obviously it was my first time at all three of those tracks, so it was a really cool experience to tick off those Formula One circuits. Spa was okay. We had two P3s. Could have been a third podium, maybe even a win, but unfortunately got taken out in the last race. That really hurt us.
Wow.
Hungary was a little bit tricky. Yeah, I don't think we quite got it right in qualifying. Really struggled, and then we made a few changes overnight. And coming back the second day, we found a lot of pace, so we ended up getting a race win, which was pretty cool because it was my first win since round one of the season. So it'd been a long time coming. So yeah, Hungary was okay despite everything, and then Zandvoort just gone was a little bit tricky as well. Again, qualified P3, but yeah, we had another DNF in race 2, which really hurt us. Got taken out again, so again from a P2 position. So really unfortunate. Really, we lost a lot of points doing that, which means we gave up the championship lead. But I mean, we've just gone out and got it back in race 1 today here at Silverstone, so I can't complain too much. I mean, overall, there probably is 50, even 60 points on the table that we could have had, but I think at the end of the day, nothing's ever going to go perfect in a championship. So to be still in the lead at this point of the year, it's pretty good.
Yeah, so how was it from going from Hungary, which I've never raced obviously myself, but a track maybe similar to Silverstone, quite long straights, quite open, to going to Zandvoort, which people describe more as like a karting track?
Yeah, Zandvoort was a bit tricky. Obviously, first time there, it actually reminded me of a lot of the UK tracks like Alton Park or Brands Hatch, something like that. Super tight, not a lot of runoff. So Zandvoort I really enjoyed it, to be fair, despite the not so great results in terms of driving. It was a really cool track. I'm sure that if we went back there again now, it would be a different story in terms of results. I think we just got a bit unlucky. But no, I really enjoyed Zandvoort. It felt like I was right at home in the UK.
And over the weekend, I've watched some interviews in Formula One, and I think it was Kevin Magnussen that said, going to Spa, that obviously only once a year, and that very first lap, full throttle, full pedal, foot to the floor, that's one of the most enjoyable experiences that he has in the calendar, that very first lap. So how was that for you?
It was cool. Spa was obviously a really cool track to take off your bucket list. I think it's a dream circuit for almost any racing driver. So no, I really enjoyed it, to be fair. Again, the pace was pretty good there. Again, we got a little bit unlucky. It was wet for pretty much all practice. Then it dried out in quali, so it was a bit tricky going straight into a dry quali. Obviously, never really been there before. But no, I really enjoyed it. It's probably my favourite track I've driven so far. Even in the wet, I really enjoyed it. And the racing there was exciting as well, because obviously the super long straight, so it makes it tricky, but it also means you can overtake. But no, yeah, Spa was super cool.
And Eau Rouge?
Eau Rouge actually is a bit boring, I can't lie.
No way.
I mean, in the wet it's cool. In the wet, it was kind of borderline just flat out, but on the limit. But in the dry, it's super boring, to be fair. It's not even a corner.
Yeah, you're just going straight through it, really, isn't it? I guess it's the other side of Radion that's probably got a bit more of a rush getting to the top of that.
It is, to be fair, the first time, obviously, with the big elevation change, it is quite cool. And standing there watching the cars go through is super cool. But I feel like after you've done it 2 or 3 times, it loses its excitement. But to be fair, the rest of the track is pretty special.
We'll wait till you get to Formula One, because you'll be going a lot quicker.
True, maybe then it'll be a bit more enjoyable.
Okay, so you did say, obviously, you did lose the championship lead briefly from the last race to this race, but you have just clawed it back with your P2 in the first race of this weekend. You finished where you started, you qualified second, both the qualifying sessions, and of course you have finished second. So just go through that race for me.
Yeah, I mean, it was a good race. Obviously, I was going for the win. I actually got a really good start, got into P1 into the first corner, and then me and P2 were kind of side by side going down into Maggots, Becketts and Chapel, so we kind of lost a little bit of speed, checked up a little bit, and that meant P3 was able to get a run on both of us and get past. So no, a little bit tricky. yeah, it would have been nice to go through them, but at the end of the day, in the back of my mind, I'm thinking about the championship. So there's obviously a lot that can still happen. And like I said, all I knew I needed to finish P2 and would get the championship lead back. So no, really, really happy to do that. But no, I'm definitely pushing for that win tomorrow.
Brilliant. Well, good luck tomorrow, and we'll see you on the podium then.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
All right, cheers.